And we're alive, man. I can't believe your taste in music sometimes.
What happened to the
I
music?
don't know, man. We're not
Hey,
playing
man,
Britney
why'd you shut
Spears
it
no more.
off,
I'm in
man? That
love
was a
with a
good
criminal,
vibe.
man. I don't know what kind of stuff you've been on recently.
Man,
I don't want to put you on blast, but
look,
take a
man,
second, man. Just take a second. Breathe it out.
yo, I know you're not about the good vibes and stuff, and you're just kind of like a hater. That's kind of like your mentality, and that's okay. Like I've accepted that about you. But man, it's like
I'm
a
in love with a criminal. What do you? We got millions of people right now.
I
41 million
know, and I'm
viewers to be
blessing them
exact.
with good vibes, man. Good vibes. Nothing but good vibes over here. All right, Bitcoin's pumping. I found out about prison pen pals. It's very interesting stuff
Pen
going
pals.
on.
Oh man, do you want to
Yeah,
explain
man.
what pen pals is? Should we just brush it
Yeah.
off?
No, no, no. So you can basically like write to prisoners with prison pen pal.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I've discovered this is a thing, and this is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a way to incorporate technical analysis into this, but I just, I find this is just like a
What are you
very
telling her?
interesting.
Hey, I'm a crypto YouTuber and blah blah. I might just get you out of it. What's your bail? What's your bail? Is that what you're hitting her up with? Oh my goodness,
Well,
guys,
man, you know
guys.
what?
Huh?
Um, Regardless, man,
Huh?
let's get to what's important here. You keep
Let's
trying to
get to it.
derail this thing. Let's
Let's
get to
get
what's
to it.
important.
Let's get
All
to it.
right,
So
Bitcoin is
Bitcoin is
pumping.
making moves, man. I guess
Bitcoin
that's the
is
gist of it.
making moves. And
Definitely is.
before we wrap up, just want to say, free Britney Spears.
Free Britney.
So man, look, we're seeing a lot of interesting stuff right now with Bitcoin. I mean, we're seeing increased buy volume, we're seeing a spike, and we have a weekly candle closing within the next 35 minutes.
Oh my God. I can't believe you sometimes, man. I swear to
What?
God. I actually can't.
Why? Why?
Because you can't just brush that off.
What
Talk
do you
to
mean?
prisoners.
Who?
Whatever, man. It's all good.
Me?
No, my mother.
Oh,
Um,
why would your mother do that?
oh my God. Never mind, man. Don't even worry about it. People, thank you for joining in. We got how many? I don't know how many viewers we got. It's not showing me for some reason, but I see Ben is in the building. Steezy, Steezy's been talking about a dip below 30K. Let's see if that happens, man. If it does happen, that's actually even good. You know, you want to buy more. Buffalo on the beat, hoping a whale dumps, and we get man. If Buffalo on the beat doesn't stop, he's gonna get a beat. Get it? No? All right,
No,
all right.
but he can't stop, and he already has the beats.
Yeah, that's wow. That's true. Ben's
Folks,
saying, "Is this all the tether money we saw flowing yesterday?" It actually didn't flow in. We got some news on that as well. Talks about it being an internal transaction. Hoping that for the 25K, get myself a bag. Joe, I'm hoping 9K. Blah blah blah. What else? Yeah, man. I guess that's that.
yeah, Jacob P is saying, "Dog, you guys are tripping balls today."
I didn't even see that.
Hey, man, we're in a good move. Bitcoin pumped like what is this 5%?
Not even like
So
any upward movement for Bitcoin, guys. This is it. It's literally like crack, basically, for everybody in this
yeah,
space.
we pumped 14%, so we're in a good mood today. So
That's
that's why.
crazy, man. That's how
Um,
deprived people are. But yeah, man,
yeah.
what do you think? What's going on right now? What happened
Well,
here?
man, this is super, super, super critical. Where we're at right now, because bringing it back to the weekly chart, we're getting a weekly chart closing in just half an hour here. This is extremely significant because we're running up against a region that was very price reactive. Here at 34,750, we had one, two, three weekly candles react exactly off that spot there. I placed a red horizontal line there. If we zoom
Wow.
into the 1 hour, that's exactly where we found rejection off of. Now, it's not exactly, but it's pretty goddamn close. Very price reactive zone. Here, a base of support. Here, base of support. And now here, resistance. And here, resistance as well. So
Hmm.
this is a clear inflection point. This, kind of 34,700 to 35,000 region. Basically, just under 35,000.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Are you done?
Why am I making too much sense, or am I taking
You're making a
taking
lot
a
of sense
groove?
here, man. We're not trying to
All
make
right.
sense. We're just trying to
Wait,
hype the people up.
I guess so.
That's what it is.
What do you have to say?
32 minutes left for the day, right?
Mm.
Pretty good day. And again, we always say the same thing. When we get those hammer candles, it's telling, this is not, I guess, a fully hammer candle, but close, I guess. whatever you want to call it. There's a bunch of names for it, but the gist of it, the basic. As soon as we see something like a wick to the bottom with a price action pushed, above the opening price, wick to the bottom, telling you that sellers tried to push the price action down, didn't work. Buyers came in and pushed it above the opening price, which was here at the 31,500. What do we have here? Opening price is at 31,576. Closing price was at the 32,283. So that usually signals to the market. This was yesterday's close. That's signaling to the market that more buyers are in the market right now. But one thing, man, and we talked about it today in the video in the morning, which you guys didn't watch it, and I don't know what you're doing with your life, to be honest, on a Sunday. But we had this hammer candle, 22nd of June. We went up, got rejected, came back down hard to the 31,000. And now here again, this time at the same exact level, right? Same exactly. You'll see here, this was the opening price of this candle over here, right? On June 22nd, the closing price of that candle was exactly there as well. The closing price for this candle was 31,584. And the opening price for this one was 30. What do we have here? 31,600. So exactly same price. And as soon as we got to it, we mimicked the same price action. But in my opinion, man, this is more. Buyers were more. I don't want to say confident, but this is a better performance than this one because we didn't drop all the way back down here. So it's telling you now we visited this price action here, this level, went up, got rejected heavily. This is on June 25th. Sellers were completely dominating the market, and then the next day, right? Sellers didn't even try to push back to these lower levels, and that signaled to the market that we should be going up, right? And we're at a support zone that Brendan was just explaining to you guys. So I don't know. Are we gonna get? I want it to go above the 34,600, man. There's 30 minutes left for the day, so it's probably within this live stream we're gonna have it close. We'll see, but pretty nice day in my opinion, especially on a weekend where futures were closing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and man, look, listen, we're right up against resistance. 35,000 to 34,700. Strong resistance, price reactive on the weekly basis of support there. So again, we're pumping right now, which is nice, but at the end of the day, there's several layers of resistance, and we shouldn't get our hopes up until we see several layers of bullish divergence to bullish confirmation. Now, with that being said, man, I do want to kind of express an idea here, which I do find very interesting, which is the RSI. I think what's happening on the RSI is extremely interesting. I think we're seeing hidden bullish divergence that the market isn't really waking up to the significance of what we're seeing here. Because looking at the the tail end of this parabolic price structure, we were seeing higher highs in price action paired with lower highs in RSI. That's bearish divergence that eventually led to our massive sell-off. So just how we saw weakening of strength in the uptrend, I believe I'm seeing weakening of the downtrend here, where we're getting lower highs in lower lows in price action paired with higher highs and higher lows in RSI, which is classic bullish divergence. So man, look, just how that bearish divergence led to our correction. We're currently in the midst of a correction and we're seeing bullish divergence. And man, like again, I think it's going to be super interesting to see if this continues to play out, this higher lows and higher highs in RSI. Because eventually, if we do that, if we go here back to the daily, eventually we're going to see bullish divergence from this red resistance trend line on the daily RSI, which we've held as resistance all throughout our parabolic growth. Right. And so, man, if we see bullish divergence above that red trend line, I think that could be the factor that helps us time when we break out of this downtrend.
100%.
Yeah, so it's very interesting to note how that bearish divergence led to that correction. We're currently experiencing a correction and seeing bullish divergence. So will that eventually play out? Still an open question, but it's very interesting to see.
Yeah, 100%. And guys, if you're liking the live stream, make sure you hit that like button. It's been hard, I guess, pushing a lot of these live streams out recently. I'm not sure why, but I guess it's probably because we're not fishing for likes anymore. You think that's what it is, man? Or do you think just YouTube is we're just too bullish on crypto overall, and they're trying to silence us, the masses?
No, I think it's extremely clear what's happening, which is, look, people saw that we just kept killing it. Right. We just keep explaining the most important technical factors that you guys need to be aware of if you want to know what's going on. And like I'm sure there was meetings at YouTube being held saying, guys, like these guys are blowing up. They're too right too often. We got to stop this.
Right.
So I think we're really starting to see YouTube clamp down because they can't let this much great information come out all at once,
Right,
right?
right, right, right. So like they
Typically,
had a meeting somewhere. They're like, we
yeah,
gotta stop these guys.
it's the
These
only
guys are
sensible explanation.
unstoppable. We have to.
Yeah.
Hey man, it is what it is. I guess we're gonna keep on going here. So guys, if you like the last stream, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. All these good things because Bitcoin's pumping. God damn it.
Yes, yes. And folks, smash that like button if you want to help us fight that YouTube censorship, fight the man, fight the machine, fight the power. Smash that like button. It's the greatest way to overthrow
We're
a
very
tyrannical government.
obnoxious. We're actually very obnoxious. Like we're
What are you
those
talking about?
douchebags. We're actually those douchebags. Big thing.
I speak for
Anyways, man.
yourself, man. Speak for yourself.
Anyways, whatever, man. I see someone in the chat. I see someone in the chat here saying, what did he say? Basically, where is it at? By the time you guys went live, everyone missed the chance. I don't think you missed anything yet, to be honest with you.
No,
I don't
yeah,
think, but we still wait because we can easily get rejected off of this level and call it a night again. It's just, it is what it is. So it's not, don't get too excited yet. In my opinion here, we're looking at the daily. And I don't know if you agree with me, Brendan, or not. But then again,
no,
how
I don't
could
agree.
you agree with me? How could you not agree with me? I made you. So now the main, the main question with these candles over here. This is the closing price we had.
I don't agree, but go ahead.
Whatever, what it was, $34,670 exactly here. This is where we're gonna face that rejection. We need to break above this at least for the time being to show that we're actually in the market. Are there? We always say we're at an accumulation zone, redistribution zone, whatever the hell you want to call it. We're somewhere here where the selling pressure is being absorbed by people, especially with all this crazy news out there. Sorry, wow. All this negative news we've been having for the past 2 months. Bitcoin's still at, above the 30. So it looks like right now there's still accumulation happening, redistribution, whatever the case might be. But let's not get too excited. Let's see, because we had some bullish signs before and got ignored by the market, and we saw extreme selling happen still. So the main questions we're going to keep asking ourselves, yes, there is interest, but is there enough interest to push Bitcoin's price action to the top? We're not sure yet because of what we're seeing in the market. So be patient still. I see someone saying, let's just be patient. Someone else just mentioned it's Elon's birthday today. Do you think that's
Fuck
why
Elon. Fuck
Hey, man,
Elon.
watch your mouth, man. Let's just be
Yo,
respectful to the guy,
listen,
man.
man.
Have you seen the
Yo,
Cybertruck?
Yeah, fuck the Cybertruck. It's shit. The glass breaks if you whisper at it too harshly. Listen, man, I want to check if you're paying attention here. I want to ask you something here. I'm going to test your knowledge. What do we need to look out for when we're unsure of direction and we want clarity?
What do we need to look out for?
Yes.
We just zoom out, man. We just zoom out, see where we're sitting at.
I'll explain to you. I'll explain.
Go ahead.
Confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. I say this every time, folks. We're pumping. It's good. It's great. But we're right up against resistance. So what do we need to look out for to get greater clarity? All right. We need confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. We need to break above our resistance. We're right up against resistance right now. So again, great that we're pumping, but we're right up against resistance just at $35,000. So what we need to do is start to get higher time frame candles, blows above 35,000, and that would be nice short-term bullish confirmation that an uptrend could continue. Because right now we're pumping, but we're right up against resistance and still have not broke through. So if we want to understand direction more clearly, what we need is confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. Because look, now come tomorrow, we could just find rejection here and go right back down to 30,000, 31,000. So we need to flip 35,000 from resistance into support, get one or two daily candles close above it. Once we do that, then we can have a conversation of pumping to the high 30,000s.
Right. And even if we look, I don't really like doing this much, but even going on lower time frames here, on the chart, let's just go maybe to the 5-minute here, maybe. Let's just see what the 5 minutes is telling us, because this is pretty interesting. On lower time frame, this right now, it looks like it is going to set the reject 100%, especially if we're looking at the daily. We know we're going to a price where we need to see, or we will face that resistance here at the 34,600 that we were previously closed and we actually got rejected at. So right now we're at that level. Are we going to push forward, past that? Are we going to have another 2 more days of bullish action like we had here over on June 22nd? Is this going to signal more to the market that, look, compared to June here when we actually dipped below the 30k, this time sellers didn't even, they couldn't even try to push the price action down, and we're seeing more dominance shown by the buyers. So right now we are at that resistance. We're getting there. And if you're going to lower time frames, and I know it's the 5 minute chart, but just bear with me, man, because right now we're pushing towards that. And this is kind of, even if you're day trading this is Bitcoin pushing up how much right now? What are we at? 6.75 percent? What do we have? Yeah, almost 7%. And the more we push upwards like that, and I'm gonna show the 1 minute, and I don't care, whatever, but this is more of a, we need to see what's gonna happen somewhere here. Now, if you're looking at lower time frames, you're looking for something more of a break to the bottom here, specifically when it's something like this. When we're pushing upwards like this, right? This is signifying that sometimes there's a lot of buying, not a lot of selling happening. And if you're facing some sort of a resistance coming up soon, it's like a rising, I don't know, a channel, wedge formation, whatever you want to call it. And you would expect some sort of break below this on very low time frame. Doesn't mean that we're gonna, just go all the way down. No, we're sitting at 34,500 at the moment. But again, reaching a resistance on lower time frames, you see that pump we had, we continue to move upwards. I do expect some sort of a retracement happen. But again, is the market not even? Is the market gonna ignore all of this right now? Because they're looking mainly at the daily, and the daily closing very soon here. We don't know yet. But keep that in mind. These are all the data points we take into account to see what's going to happen, even if we're looking at very low time frames, because this thing just happened. Otherwise, you wouldn't have caught it anywhere. Even let's just see on the 1 hour here. How the hell would you catch this, right? You will never catch this unless you're very low time frames here. Unless you go 10 minute and see that, oh, hold on, we just had a breakout above this, right? We just had a breakout above this level over here, and you'll see clear resistance since the beginning of the day. Resistance, 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 and as soon as we broke above it and pushed above this, boom, we're flying. So what's gonna happen here soon? We don't know. Let's see. But then again, and you're seeing it right here. This level right here is where those daily candles we just showed, and we're seeing that rejection off us. So let's see if those buyers are gonna jump in by the end of the day. And yeah, that's obviously we always talk about confirmation, 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 and I don't even know where I'm going with this, man. I'm just saying, be careful.
No, I get what you're saying, man. No, look, that bullish breakout did indeed lead to that pumpage there. And yes, folks, again, when we have a break of the trend, a pump or a dump, how do we know if that will continue? Well, if you get bullish confirmation, it means the bullish divergence can continue. If we get bearish confirmation, lower lows, lower highs, that means the downtrend can continue. Now, I want to point out something pretty interesting I'm seeing here on the 12-hour chart for Bitcoin, which is the 12-hour MACD is having a bullish crossover. And this is pretty significant because it marks a momentum shift, because we're in the oversold territory having a bullish crossover. This is telling us on a higher time frame, the 12-hour, the momentum is shifting from bearish to bullish. And looking at the last times we had bullish crossovers in 12-hour MACD, it led to bullish momentum in price action afterwards the last two times it happened. So, who knows if it happens this time around? We are right up against resistance. If we can flip 35,000 from resistance into support, that is a much, much better sign that we can see more bullish continuation. But it needs to happen. It hasn't happened yet. But I do want to note that it is pretty interesting that we are having that 12-hour bullish crossover. And the last two times that's happened, we have had impulses to the upside and further bullish continuation. Also, I think it's just pretty interesting to note here how the stochastic RSI, which is great for calling shifts and trends, but not the extent of the shift in the trend, tried to break down bearishly, tried to go from the overbought territory to the oversold, and couldn't. Meaning the bears tried to take over, and the bulls are like, it ain't happening here.
Not today.
And we had a bullet, not today.
Can you say that again? How'd they say it?
They said, not today. It's not happening. And so the bulls came back in charge. So it's telling us like the bears are not in control in the short term. So it's very interesting to see. So I think 35,000 is that key inflection point that will tell us whether the bulls will continue to be in charge or whether they're handing it off to the bears and the bears will be back in charge again. The key inflection point is that 35,000. Can we flip it? Will we find rejection? That's the critical point that will let us know who's in charge, bulls or bears.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. And how about, I don't know if you saw this picture I saw it today. It's pretty interesting. Just these guys just packing up their bags and leaving China, man. All these miners, all these Isaacs, just we out. We're out of the market. Can you see my screen?
yeah. No,
Are you paying attention?
I am paying attention.
Okay.
I see.
Apparently there's a huge like surge of some of these miners are just packing up and leaving, and others are just selling their equipment. And we're gonna see a bunch of these guys available to the market. So we'll see if that demand's gonna spike it up. But we're gonna have a lot of this at one point, man. It's just a pretty interesting picture to see. But again, um, let's talk. Do you want to talk about the inflow of like to some trillion billion dollars getting to the market? 'Cause I think everyone's talking about it, but looks like it was like an internal transaction or whatever.
Let's talk about it, but let me preface this because, man, look, you came across some really groundbreaking information. We really got to set up
Mhm.
the stage here correctly. So, folks, there's been a growing narrative in this space that there's, over 2.5, 2.3, whatever it is, dollars worth of stable coins inflowing onto exchanges. And so people don't know, is that to short? Is that to buy the market? People don't know. But folks, I'm here to tell you right now that Messon did some digging. He did some research
Right.
and he's ready
Hype
to
me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.
completely blow up this case and tell you guys some information that no one has yet come to understand. So, folks, this is breaking news. We're gonna debunk this story and tell you guys what's really going on. So please, man, take it away.
Wow, what damn, appreciate it, man. I mean, I just read it off someone, to be honest,
No,
but it is
no,
what
go
it
ahead, claim it, claim
I
it.
just don't like. So that's what it is, guys. That's what you get on this whole channel, man. Exclusive news that you don't want to miss. And if you didn't press that like button, make sure you do, because we're gonna keep on just faking information, right? And just make sure you buy with our bybit link, anyways. And
On our
that's
next
what it
level,
is. But yeah, no, this is being shared a lot on YouTube at the moment. And yeah, they're saying there's a spike and in the last 24 hours, a massive amount of USDT and USDC have been moved from wallets onto centralized exchanges. Currently, over 2 billion USDT have been deposited into an exchange in the last 24 hours. Our boy here was saying, because I gotta give him credit. Silri was saying you should probably update your post. This was apparently an internal transfer, and it's just kind of like he just kind of popped that balloon, man. And what a party pooper! But we gotta know what's going on. That's what it is. And I think this was actually put by Binance saying what is it here? So 24th of June, yeah, they're saying we're conducting a major update of ETH, whatever exchange labels, and expect our ETH ERC20 exchange metrics to be updated to the newest improved version within the next 48 hours. So it looks like it was actually an internal transfer. So let's see what that plays out and see what it is. But I mean, let's not get too hyped up, I guess.
okay.
Sorry to burst that bubble, man.
No, no, no. But just to really summarize things here and
Mhm.
clarify this. So this $2.5 billion of inflow of stable coins onto exchanges. It, from your understanding, from what you can gather here, I'm just trying to understand this myself fully.
Mhm.
This seems to just be exchanges moving money between different accounts.
That's what it is. Yeah, different addresses. Like it's actually within the actual exchange. They're moving money.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what it is. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
where
this is
we're
just
seeing that
exchange
spike.
movement.
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Folks, look, honestly, in all honesty, like we love to joke around and be silly. This is kind of breaking news. No one is really saying that this was just exchange moving around, from different accounts.
Right,
People are speculating that this is some kind of investor ready to short or buy the dip. No, this really just seems to be exchanges moving money around from different accounts. So
right.
that's what's going on. So, folks, look, you got to smash that like button because we've been in meetings trying to, figure out what we're going to do because of YouTube censorship. YouTube has told us that we just can't deliver so much amazing knowledge all the time. They said you got to tone it down. But me and Messi, we were saying like we can't stop bringing you guys the best information
Right.
out there. Like we just can't stop. We're going to keep doing it. Not only can we not stop, we're actually going to double down and bring you guys even more critical information. So, we're still yet to hear YouTube's response. They don't seem very
I
happy.
think they're scared, to be honest with you.
I think so. I think, they made it very clear that these guys are breaking too much critical information. And so, guys, folks, you guys need to help us fight this YouTube censorship and smash that like button, like and subscribe, all that good
Man, we're
stuff.
actually a bunch of douchebags, man. Honestly, we're actually a bunch of douchebags, man. It is what it is.
No, man. I mean, look, we look at a chart. We try to have some fun with ourselves too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, for sure, buddy.
yeah, man.
So,
So, yeah, go ahead.
no, I
You
guess,
have my permission to continue
uh,
speaking.
okay. So, Binance is under a lot of scrutiny recently, man. UK regulator banning. So let's just start off with Ontario, man. Let's just start off with Ontario.
Right. This is big news.
Yeah, this is big news, man. Binance to cease operations in Ontario following regulatory crackdown. If you guys are from Ontario, living in Ontario, this is definitely going to affect you. You have to December 31st to make sure you close all your current positions if you are in some, if you've been buying the dip. And yeah, you got to make sure you move your money out before the end of the year. This is something we shared also today in the morning. Recent weeks, Ontario has emerged as one of the most aggressive cryptocurrency regulators. Blah blah. They had this last week meeting, the Ontario Security Commission, saying that it will be holding hearings regarding cryptocurrency exchange bybit as well. Right? They're also getting bybit on the list, on the hit list. Additionally, the regulator took steps against two companies associated with Qcoin. Bro, leave us something. Leave that. We need to ape in some altcoins, man. I don't think these guys understand.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Japanese Canadian Binance users worried about service ending in their countries. And look what what's his name, the CEO of Binance said, huh? As a
And what is it?
Japanese and Canadian Binance users worried about service ending in their countries might rest easier knowing that trading for some American users persisted for months on the main Binance site. You know, they're saying even when they banned it in the US, users still continue to use the service. And yeah, they were asked to migrate to Binance US. So are they going to make like a Binance Canada? We're not sure. Additionally, Binance CEO said he admitted that Americans find quote unquote intelligent ways to circumvent the geofence. The geofence, you know, as in like where your IP address is and where you're sitting and how they can just
Right.
manipulate where they're living at, which is actually the easiest thing to do. But then again, do you want to be on the hit list? So that's what it is. And same thing
You
for
don't
the
want to
UK.
be.
I don't know. Did you hear about the UK?
I didn't know. Tell me.
A UK regulator banning Binance from regulated activities in the country. Straight up, the UK financial watchdog has ordered Binance to stop undertaking any regulated activity. I feel like it's like my grandpa. It's like I'm having fun. I'm having fun. And you know, like your grandpa, your dad walk in, they're like, hey, stop having fun and go do your homework. This is what's happening right now.
Right.
And yeah, Binance has to stop
No,
these services in the UK by June 30th.
I'm very used to the older generations kind of hating on the youth. It's something I'm
Yeah,
very
on a young G, what do you usually say? Young G like you?
Yeah, no, it's like look, man, like I understand that like with your kind of I don't want to be rude or anything, but like with your age comes a lot of
Right.
like preset ideas, and
Wisdom.
when you see like a young person like me just killing it,
Right.
you're just hating on
Right.
a young G, and it's
Yeah.
it's something I've had to live with, right? Like it's something I'm used to and I
Yeah. Because
expect it
you're like
from
what,
you.
like 14, right?
No, no, no. But like I'm just killing it, right? And so
Yeah.
like you see, and a lot of people are intimidated by that often, right? And I see
Right.
it in you. I see that
Right.
intimidation in you. But it's nothing I'm not used to. It's something I've had to like kind of grow to live with
Right.
and accept as just a thing that like people are haters, and the older
Mm-hmm.
generation is just always hating on the younger generation.
But
And
hating, like without a
yeah,
G, like not hating,
no, they're
but
just
hating.
hating. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And of
Yeah.
course you wouldn't understand that, of course,
Right.
but
Right.
that's how the youth say it.
Right, right, right,
Um,
right. Yeah. So talking about obnoxious, Binance has to stop these services by UK in the UK by June 30th. But since the exchange pulled its application for the register, it can't even offer unregulated services either. So yeah, man, they're like, we out. Even spot trading, all of that. Obviously, they want to see you want to comply with us or no, bro. That's exactly what they're telling them, and we want to see how that plays up. But again, hey man, eventually, I've been buying crypto.com, man. And
have you?
with all this banning going on, man, I don't want to get too excited, but where's everybody gonna go and trade,
Yeah. Very good point, man.
right?
It's a very good point. Dude, so in Ontario, they're shutting down Binance. They're shutting down
Hmm.
Bybit. They're shutting down Qcoin. Those are the biggest exchanges out there for
Well,
trading.
they're saying they want them to explain, right? Binance,
Yep.
they're saying stop it, right?
Yeah.
And then all these other, I didn't hear Bitfinex, I didn't hear crypto.com, Coinbase. So I guess that's good, but then if it's only Ontario, usually there's this some sort of I don't know how that's gonna reflect on all of the provinces, but it's definitely something, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, but also just to clarify too. So the banning with Binance in Ontario takes into effect December 31st, 2021. So we have until the end of the year.
That's true.
Until the end of the year, we'll be able to use Binance full functionality if you're in Ontario, Canada. It's only up until December 31st, 2021 that they will begin to shut down service for
Right.
Ontario users.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yes. Yeah, no, big news, man. This is very big news. Is that all you had on your end there for the moment on this?
That's true. Yeah, that's all I had. I see someone you're saying love the banter between these guys, LMAO. It's not banter, man. It's actually I'm actually annoyed from
No,
this
it's
guy.
it's
He
and
talks
this is
too
something I have
much.
to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh man.
there's only so much you can explain to the
Yeah.
the older generations because they're just not hip to kind of like knowledge and what's hot and what's
Right.
like working of the day. So this is constantly something
Right.
I'm having to update you on.
Right.
And it gets frustrating, but at the end of the day, it's like no matter where I go, there's always gonna be haters
That's
hating
true.
on a young G,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah.
just something I've grown to live with.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is.
For sure, man.
It is what it is.
For sure,
So
man.
look, man, if I can maybe go
Go
on
ahead.
here to share a bit
Please
more
go ahead.
information. So very good to see that the dollar index, the DXY, has been correcting the last few days. This is extremely important, folks, because DXY has been having a bit of a pump as of late, and this could be potentially a sign of disaster for Bitcoin because Bitcoin is at an inflection point. It's nearing support. It can't really break out. We're really deciding what the next major move is, and we have the dollar index pumping, which is typically a negative thing for Bitcoin. Whenever the dollar rises, other currencies, including Bitcoin, typically suffer.
Right.
Whenever it falls, other currencies, including Bitcoin, typically benefit. So if the DXY puts in a higher high here, ooh, that could be very bad news bears for Bitcoin. That could be the thing that really helps the bears take over. But as long as we see the dollar continue kind of move sideways, flatten out, maybe even break down further, then that could be the sign that hey, there's some the bulls may still get carried the day kind of thing.
Hmm. Yeah. Keep going.
No, this is
Don't
what I
be
have to say.
scared. Okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Right, man. Also, I don't know if you saw what I said today in the morning because I know you don't listen much. Because, anyways, asset managers suddenly becoming Bitcoin bulls at the CME. Talking about the CME gap here, with Bitcoin prices briefly dipping below the 30K on Tuesday, and various investors seeing a downside, possibly 20K to possibly 20K. I'm looking at you, Buffalo. A growing number of asset managers have begun betting on a short-term rise on the cryptocurrency at the CME. The latest CFTC data for June 15th shows asset managers having 517 long Bitcoin futures contracts, which bet on a rise in Bitcoin prices, a 35% increase over the previous week. The last time asset managers had more than 500 long futures contracts was in Q4 2020, fourth quarter, when Bitcoin prices initiated a string of record highs. So, pretty interesting to see that. In fact, asset managers have become the least bearish segment at the CME. And yeah, this begs the question, why did a group of sophisticated and experienced investors suddenly boost their long bets on Bitcoin? We've been bullish, man. We've been. I think they're talking about us, sophisticated, experienced investors. That's 100% me and you. I think that's what they're referring to. But
I
um,
would think so.
yeah. First, it is worth noting that asset managers as a group have some unique investment traits. They do not show the always long or always short behavior of other market participants, making them the more wow, the more positive. Let's just and
More
alpha,
what?
whatever, man. Especially in
Opportunistic.
whatever. Especially in highly cyclical industries. After Bitcoin had its record high of 64,000 on April 14th, asset managers were quick to boost their short positions. So these guys were shorting the market. Now they're switching their position and they profited handsomely, says me, as Bitcoin corrected all the way to 30K, man. So additionally, this transition comes at a welcome time for the market as hedge funds, corporations, and retail traders have decreased of late their crypto futures exposure. That's what it is. So this is what it's telling you. Smart money starts to buy when everybody's fearful. This is what it's basically saying. Additionally, this transition comes at a welcome time for the market as hedge funds, corporations, and retail traders have decreased of late their crypto futures exposure by about a third since the start of the year. Having a diverse set of participants adds to the health of derivatives market. I can't even read today. So, yeah, I guess, last thing here, looking ahead, the reshuffle of asset manager open interest suggests that most of them believe that we are close to the bottom of the current bearish sentiment and that Bitcoin could start to climb again. That's a Forbes article. Our boy Javier Paz. That's what he's saying, man. He's collecting data and he's just presenting it to the market, and now we're moving this to you guys here, man. But yeah, that's what's been going on. This came out yesterday, man.
Yeah, look, man, look, I don't know if you misspoke or if you want to like correct your statement, but
Huh.
I just want to clarify here that when I profit, I do indeed do it more handsomely than you do.
Yeah. Is that the
Yeah, and
mustache
like
you got
I don't
going
know
on,
if you
Ben?
misspoke or
Yeah.
but whatever. But feel free to to clarify your position.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted for the people, just so people understand when I profit, I do it much more handsomely.
Yeah. No, I don't even know what to say to that, man. To be honest with you, just oh man.
Yeah, no, but look, man, very interesting news story today, man. We had these asset managers getting more bullish. We had this inflow of stablecoins. We had futures expiring. What is it, 2 days ago,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I want to bring it back to a point I mentioned before that I want to bring up again because
Mm-hmm.
look, man, think about it this way. It's actually surprising how well Bitcoin is holding up if you consider everything that's happening. Regulatory FUD, banks, shutting down crypto services, China getting rid of all Bitcoin miners. Dude, Bitcoin had what? Sorry, China had 60-50%
Mm-hmm.
of Bitcoin's mining power, and they got rid of it all at once, and it held up this well.
Oh yeah.
You're telling me the majority of Bitcoin's mining power suddenly got shut down and it held up this well? It didn't break, didn't close below 30. It's actually very surprising how well it's been holding up, considering all the coordinated FUD all at once to drive it down further.
Oh
It's
yeah.
very, very interesting.
It is, man. It is very interesting, and we're seeing that being absorbed right now. These guys are
Yeah.
not, they're not merit to place. These guys they just need a facility, and they just need a bunch of these guys over here, right? Where did it go? They need a couple of those, right? And that's that. We need a facility, good heating, good cheap electricity, not coal, right? Not coal. We don't want no coal. We don't want no, no dirty energy. But they're migrating, man. They don't care. It's millions involved in this business, and they keep on moving. We're seeing that happen, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And look, just to maybe bring it back to the hash rate here. So the hash rate is actually pretty significant because, especially recently, hash rate has been extremely correlated with the price action. Because when the power outages in China first began, that was the beginning of the price dump for Bitcoin from all-time highs. And
Right.
so, what I'm trying to think here is, when is Bitcoin going to recover? Well, if you want to know that, you have to ask yourself, you have to try and find out, well, what's the biggest factor that's driving down Bitcoin? And in my opinion, I think one of the biggest factors driving down Bitcoin right now is the China news. These Chinese sellers are having to sell off their Bitcoin to remain profitable and scrounge together whatever profits they can. Hash rate's been dropping through the roof. Dropping dramatically. Bitcoin's mining power has been drastically decreasing. So this is actually one highly tangible factor that's really been suppressing Bitcoin. And so I'm asking myself, how long is it going to take for these miners to ship? You can get set up in another country. A couple months, 3-6 months, I'm guessing, around then.
Mhm.
So, man, look, once we see maybe next month, the month after, 3 months, 6 months, once we see the hash rate start to recover and these miners migrate to other countries, actually get set up and working again, I think that's going to be extremely bullish for the price action of Bitcoin. And what is this? If indeed all this China news, from regulation to shutting down banking services to shutting down Bitcoin miners, what does this all really mean if that is indeed one of the biggest negative factors on
Tell us,
Bitcoin
man.
right
Tell
now?
us.
It means that Bitcoin will become more decentralized and more green over the long term. Two things that are very, very bullish. Man, all this negative news we're hearing screams temporary issue. Does Bitcoin becoming greener, more decentralized, and less Chinese control, is that a bad thing? No, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. And so I think this was a necessary growing thing that we needed to. I
What are you
mean,
laughing about,
Messin
man?
is really excited right now of this news.
What are you
if,
talking
you guys,
about, man?
if you guys can see what he was doing, he seems to really like this news. But bottom line
Hmm.
is, man, I think when we do see the mining rates start to pick up again and the hash rate start to recover, I think that's going to be the bullish confirmation we need to have this uptrend continue. Because as the hash rate, slightly continued to trend upwards, so did price. And so once we see that hash rate start to put in higher highs and higher lows, I think that's going to be the bullish confirmation we need for recovery to really continue.
Definitely. And if since we're talking about the hash rate here, maybe I'll just share this news from not news, but more of like an analysis because that's what we do here. We analyze, we digest information, we compile it, and we just use our very, very sharp brains, very attentive to details, and just a good filter for BS basically in the whole market, just to bring you that good news. So make sure you smash that like button, and for sure subscribe if you're new to the channel. But man, hashing out future, is Bitcoin hash rate drop an opportunity in disguise? Yes, Gareth. Yes, that's what it is. We've been saying that for the longest time. China's crackdown on Bitcoin mining sparks a restructuring of the distribution of the ecosystem, impacting the hash rate in the short run. And also, guys, obviously, Bitcoin's difficulty going to degrees, and that's gonna benefit the smaller miner. Because if you have look, man, if you have a big pizza, a big, big, big piece of pizza, and it's like 60 to 70% of that pizza is someone just has it, right? How many more people can come in and just you're just gonna redistribute 30% of that to the whole globe? No. So the more
If you
that,
believe in
the more
equality,
of that. This guy's like a loose cannon here, man.
go ahead, go ahead.
China's
I don't want to
crackdown
derail the
on
conversation too much. Go.
China's crackdown on Bitcoin mining operations that led to a significant drop in the network hash rate. And I believe we were the first channel to talk about Bitcoin, China banning crypto miners. No one was talking about it, man. And I would like to, just take the effort to acknowledge that. The industry participants believe it's present an incredible opportunity for the wider mining ecosystem. China has long been a major contributor to the Bitcoin mining space, at times accounting for more than 70% of the global hash rate of the world's preeminent cryptocurrency. That was up until June 2021 when the Chinese government moved to shutter a number of the world's biggest mining centers. I think within the next 2 weeks or something, they're saying it's going to be completely 70% of the total mine. Oh, actually, it's right here. So local media has reported that 26 major Bitcoin mining hubs were forced to shutter in Sichuan. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing the name of the province properly,
How dare you?
which which has had a dramatic effect on the global hash rate. The Bitcoin hash rate peaked mid-May at 271 terahashes per second, but has dropped to a low of 83, marking 50% drop in just over a month. And the industry analysts estimate that more than 70% of the total mining capacity in China has gone offline over the past week. 70%. That could increase to more than 90% in the coming weeks. 90% of that 65%, and in China, these guys are migrating everywhere. They're going everywhere, and
What are you trying
specifically,
to say?
what am I trying to say? I'm saying that this is good, in my opinion. This is gonna, have that green label. We're gonna put that green label on Bitcoin. And our boy Elon, I think it's his birthday. So if you're listening, Elon, happy birthday, man. I know everyone's been giving you a really hard time here over the past, 3 months or so, but that's rightfully so because you've been seeing some crazy things. But at the end of the day, we still love you over here, and I'm speaking for myself. I know you don't share the same opinion here, but uh, Daniel,
What a
Daniel Frumpkin,
bootlegger.
yeah, mining researcher at Baines and Slushpool, he said difficulty has gone down in 3 of the past 4 adjustments, and the next adjustment may be the largest downward adjustment in Bitcoin's history. For miners outside of China who focus on maximizing their Bitcoin accumulation, this is an incredible opportunity as the hash rate value is increasing rapidly during a time when everybody would have been expecting the opposite. So these guys are going everywhere. They're going to Kazakhstan. They're migrating to Texas and to the States. Existing mining facilities that offer hosting to third parties are filling up fast, and new mining infrastructure takes a lot of time to plan and build. He added further, any companies and countries who are able to quickly build infrastructure to host thousands of ISICs can be the biggest winners. These are Bitcoin miners. Can be the biggest winners from the situation. So it's happening, man. The likes of Canaan, which branched out of the hardware manufacturing to actual mining, have established the base of operations in Kazakhstan, making use of its own wow, man. Why can't I speak?
Proprietary.
Oh my goodness. Avalon mining units. BTC.com, the world's fifth largest mining pool, has also relocated its first batch of miners to the country as well. They're not playing. They're moving on
So
pretty fast, man.
you're saying Kazakhstan is like the next thing?
The next hub, and you know what it is? I think 2 weeks ago they put out an announcement that they just want to tax it, which is a green light, meaning, look, bring it on. We would love to have you guys, but we want to tax it. So it's not saying, nope, we're out. They're not saying we're banning it. They're saying, come in. We want to tax you for using all that energy, and you want to build mining facilities or whatever the case might be. You're more than welcome here. So look, man, I'm picking up a miner.
You are.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna make money off of it, taking into account everything, but just to say you're a Bitcoin miner, I would say.
That's pretty cool, man. Well, you know what? If there's one thing we know for sure is that Kazakhstan has always been on the cutting edge of technology and development. So, I really, I back you up in your decision to become a Kazakhstan Bitcoin miner.
I'm not saying I'm,
That's awesome. That's
it's not
pretty
what
awesome.
it's not what I said.
But yo,
Go ahead.
listen, regardless of whether what's going on in Kazakhstan or not,
Mm.
we just had a weekly candle close for Bitcoin.
Did
It
it just close?
happened. We just had the weekly candle close.
Ooh,
And this is super, super significant. We go back to my screen here
we
briefly.
are on your screen.
This is super, super significant where it closed. Again, folks, I've been saying here, this range here at 34,500, 700, just under 35,000, super critical because it was 1, 2, 3 weeks react off that region. And where did we close? Right on these previous candle closes, which is extremely bullish, super, super long way to the upside. Weekly candle closing above support, dude. Good to see. Good to see. So
Wow,
again,
we
man,
actually did. That's crazy.
bro, MACD on the weekly curving back up. Weighted MACD on the weekly chart has had a bullish crossover. The weighted MACD, folks, the weighted MACD is a leading indicator for the MACD. And if this bullish crossover indeed translates into the weekly MACD having a bullish crossover, that would be extremely, extremely significant.
Right.
Because let's look at the last time we had a bullish crossover. That was October 12th, 2020. That was the last time we had a bullish crossover on the weekly MACD. And what led afterwards was a 450% rally. So, folks, this is extremely significant that we had a bullish weekly close, super long way to the upside. We're seeing some signs of strength build up on the higher time frames. MACD curving up. Weighted MACD, again, leading indicator for regular MACD, is that a bullish crossover. Stochastic RSI all the way to the oversold region seems primed to go to the upside at any moment, having a bullish crossover on the way
It's
up.
been itching.
Man, looking back on the daily here, daily stochastic RSI, bullish crossover, RSI higher highs and higher lows while we're getting lower lows and lower highs, dude. Man, like it's so simple, but it's so obvious. Just how we had that bearish divergence, higher highs with lower highs in RSI, and that led to the downtrend. These lower highs and lower lows paired with bullish divergence, dude. I think this was. I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to say it quite just yet because I could be wrong, but this feels like a bottom. It feels like a bottom.
Definitely does.
We need more bullish confirmation to be a little bit more confident of that. But look, dude, these higher time frames are showing strength. The higher time frames are all oversold, having bullish crossovers and bullish divergence. It feels like a bottom to me.
It does.
Like, do you not think it's like, I don't know? At least to me, it's super poetic. How just like that bearish divergence led to the correction, and currently we're experiencing the exact opposite. We're experiencing a bear trend with bullish divergence. I don't know, man. It feels like a bottom.
And
Could be
look,
wrong.
I'm looking here on the daily as well. And again, guys, this is just us. All the metrics do say it's a bottom, right? All the metrics say that we are oversold. unfortunately, we have negative news out there, right? We've been having that negative FUD, whatever the hell you want to call it, been happening. Everything is oversold. Where everything is down. It's been down for the past whatever time. Did we recover or not? That's the main question we're trying to ask ourselves. So now I'm looking here at the daily, man, as well. Beginning of the live stream, if you guys were watching, we're talking about this level over here that we want to see it close above. So we're gonna take a look here. I actually didn't even check it out yet, but so let's just see here the closing price of this candle over here. And I'm looking here at the top, guys. If you guys don't, so whatever you move the cursor here for whatever candle, it gives you the values here. So open, high, low, close, and yeah, whatever the value is here. So right now here we had the closing price of this at the 34,663. And here 34,700. So we technically did actually close above this. Now obviously it's like a couple dollars, and then you look at different exchanges, it varies, but just the fact that we completely went back above. And if you see here that ever since I guess what do we have here, June 19th, this downtrend, I guess we've been driven down by the 21 EMA and the what do we have here, so the 8 and the 20 EMA. And before this, if you're looking here, we've been getting rejected by that. If you zoom in a bit, you'll see how it's exactly at it where we're getting rejected, exactly at it we're getting rejected. Specifically this guy over here, which is the 8 EMA. So this is the 8 moving average on the daily. You'll see here that we try to push above it, got rejected, and actually closed exactly where it's at, exactly where that EMA was. Now we actually jumped right above it and closed above the 21 EMA. So in my opinion, we might be trying to find that support right now, add it again to retest it, but it could be more of an extended. Is it a fake out? Could 100% be a fake out. I see some people in the comments here saying, what are they saying here? Margaret was saying, "Oh, this is another low volume, quick pump to dump all over everyone. They trick into longing, same damn pattern over and over again. Yeah, it is moving up because it's being pushed up by the same people that have been dropping it and pumping it and dropping it and pumping it.
Yeah,
It
it could be.
definitely could be. But then again, we're just
100%.
trying to analyze the market and see what it is telling us. And yes, it is lower volume. It definitely is lower volume.
We're getting increased buy volume though, man. On that one candle pump, like
Which one, the one previous or
if you go to like to the hourly, if you go to the hourly chart, you'll see it.
right?
Like we are getting an increase in volume actually. The like
Yeah,
if you look at
100%.
my screen, man, I don't know if you agree with me, but like
I see it. I see it. Yeah,
we're getting increasing volume actually. The
it
volume
is
is actually increasing.
100%.
Yeah.
Specifically at that breakout, 100%. We're above that. We're above that EMA again with a very nice, volume up. But then again,
Yeah, but
we
even if you look at these, just sorry to cut you off, man.
yeah, no,
But
no worries, no
real
worries. I'll
quick.
switch to yours if you wanna present your
Yeah,
case.
well, I just want to for 5 seconds just talk about the volume, just real
Mhm.
quick. We're actually seeing higher highs in buy volume. So yeah, if you kind of zoom out, sure the volume's trending down,
Right,
but the shift is shifting bullish. The shift is we're getting higher highs in buy volume. So
definitely.
the volume is actually increasing, which is what we want to see. Now, what we need is further continuation. So what if, since I'm talking, just to really clarify my
Yeah,
position here real quick, folks, we're still in a bear trend. We're still super, super bearish. We're still putting in macro lower highs, lower lows, breaking below major support levels. We are still very, very, very bearish. Now, we're starting to see some signs that could change. We're having a little bit of a pump on the short term. We're seeing some bullish divergence on the higher time frames. So we're starting to see some signs that we could have a recovery. But at this point, again, what do we need to see clarity in this market? Confirmation, confirmation, confirmation. Sure, we're looking a bit bullish here in the short term, but we're right up against rejection. Resistance, getting rejected. We still didn't break above resistance, so we could actually have a substantial pullback here in the short term.
right.
So ultimately, what we need to really start looking bullish again is bullish confirmation. We need to start putting in higher highs. We need to start putting in lower lows. We need to break above resistance, retest it bullishly, and do that 3 times, do that 6 times, do that a dozen times. And each kind of layer we break through and retest bullishly, then we can get slightly more confident in the market every time we do so.
Right.
And until we do that, we're still bearish. Because folks, the trend is bearish, lower highs, lower lows all the way around. We need to break that price structure. We need to get it back above 40K, 41K Only in that case could you make an argument that we're starting to lean more bullish.
Yeah.
Until then, folks, it's still super bearish. There's still plenty of resistance. We're still putting in lower highs, lower lows. So we need continuation and we need confirmation.
100%, man. Look, if we're looking here at my screen as well, this is the 4 hour again, just the middle time frame to see what's been going on. Overall, what do we have here? Yeah, it was the 64,000, and if we're actually just seeing, was this? I keep forgetting. Was it 65, man? It was 65.
Yeah.
55, sorry, 55. So 55%, sorry. So again, ever since those downtrends, those EMAs actually do bring us down. The majority of the market, you know, the more simple the analysis is, the more simple the indicator is, the more specifically when it's an EMA, the more the market reacts to it, the more the majority of the market reacts to it. And you'll see here on lower time frames, if we're looking at the 4 hour, we're looking at those smaller EMAs here, the 8, the 21, the 55 is more mid-range, but the 8 and the 21 definitely push us down. You'll see as soon as we continue to go down, we keep, you know, we try to pump, face it, boom, drop again, try to pump again, face it, boom, pump again. And yeah, again, eventually 55 EMA starts to come into play. You know, sure, are you bullish? Yep, we are bullish. Are we trying to, did we break above these EMAs? Yes, we did. All right, do you have enough buy power to break above the second EMA that's going to come up? Do we have enough buy power to actually flip all of those EMAs on the 4 hour and continue to move upwards? It's something that Bitcoin has been failing. You'll see here when we're below them, we go back up, come back to retest them again, and then continue to move upwards. And that's what Bitcoin did previous to this. If we zoom out again, you'll see here, there's when we're having that bullish, nice movement that got us to the 64. You'll see here that every time we dump towards them and push back up. Again, dump towards them, push back up. And here, again, exactly at it, moving upwards. So it's been driving us down. As soon as we broke below it, we've been talking about these EMAs. As soon as we drop below it, now it's more of a bear trend. Now we're there more. As soon as those EMAs are above us, it's not a good day to have. You know, you don't want those EMAs above you when you are in a long. You know, they're not good. It's not good news when you have all these EMAs above while you're trying to I guess be bullish on it. But right now, again, as much as this, we'll see here 55 EMA, pretty heavy on the 4 hour resistance. See here on the 100 EMA on the 4 hour, again, pretty clear resistance. And here, as soon as we break above it, come back down to retest it. Oh, it's not gonna hold, forget about it. Then we continue to go down. Right now, we are on the 4 hour at the 100 EMA. Are we going to break above it? Now, we need to see. If we're zooming in, we had a lot of volume here on the 4 hour. We have a nice, what's it called? Hammer candle here on the 4 hour with nice volume. Yes, it's signaling to the market that we need to go up. And if you see it, signal to the market and had a nice pump of 23%. Right now, again here, we didn't even have that. We saw it happen. We have a bad close here yesterday, beginning of the day. Lowest close we had before, but then again, it continued to move upwards. So now we want to see. This is a pretty nice dominant candle. Volume is not that crazy in terms of that 4 hour candle specifically, but the price action is definitely telling at the moment. Do we have enough to flip this guy? This is what we need to look at. This 34,700. Do we have enough? And the fact that we actually broke above this 55 EMA here, this yellow line, this yellow EMA that we have, we're most likely going to come back down to retest and see, is it going to hold us? Are we going to retest and continue to move upwards back? We need to see. We need to see how this is going to play out here. We just broke above it. We're going to come back down and are we going to move up? That's what we need to see on a Monday morning. And the way this has been playing out on the weekend, specifically when futures are closing, I don't know how Monday's going to react, man, but it could be pretty good.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. And look, folks, look, I just gotta say, you guys got to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon, be notified of uploads right now, because folks, we're bringing you the greatest analysis out there. And I'm gonna tell you right now what I think is gonna happen before it happens. Now, before I get to that, I saw someone here in the comments summarize Bitcoin pretty well. I think Mr. B is saying if Bitcoin just goes sideways from where it is right now, kind of for the next week, 3 to 4 days, then game on, kind of basically. So yeah, no, I think that's pretty correct. I think as long as the next week or two, as long as Bitcoin doesn't put in lower lows, just move sideways, then I think that looks like the bulls are winning to me, man. I mean, the bears keep trying to win. We keep putting in these lower lows. We put in a lower low below 30,000, immediately got bought back up. So I mean, man, it really seems like the bears are not putting in we keep trying to break down every time we do we
We're
get long
already
moves to the downside.
55% down, man. Like, how much
Yeah.
do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
aren't you gonna get
Plus
exhausted at one point?
the macro picture, the regulations, the Chinese news. I think you're right, man. I think sellers could be getting exhausted
Yeah,
every time they try and drive it down, every time it gets bought back up, every time.
yeah.
And so who knows if that continues. But ultimately, look, man, I think it's I think I can pretty I think I'm gonna take a shot on calling what's gonna happen over the next
Oh
month or two here.
shoot. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
before it happens. Because look, I think we're right up. There's several layers of resistance, but I think one of the most critical ones is kind of this white line, one of our original wedge lines from this peak here to this wick. Just extend that. That's where we've been finding rejection off in the short term. So, and it just so happens to coincide with kind of our 35,000 resistance. So, if we can break back above 30,000, come back down to retest it, hold it as support, bullish, retest it bullishly, then at that point, I think we have enough fuel in our tank to impulse up to this white line. This white line is the most significant short-term moving average, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. This is the 50 daily simple moving average. And man, I called the top without knowing I called the top, because I've been saying for months that the 50 daily SMA was the most critical support level for Bitcoin throughout its impulse, both in 2017 and in this cycle. It was consistently the bedrock of support, the floor when we had corrections during this bull cycle. Here back in January, it was the floor. Over here back in March, it was the floor that held as support. And as soon as we broke down, came back up to retest it, that was the end of the bullish phase. Same thing with back in 2017. 2017, several times we tested it throughout the tail end of the bull market. We tested it and we held it as support once, two, three, four times, six times, held it as support. We broke down, came back up to retest it, got rejected. End of the bear market, beginning of the end of the bull market, beginning of the bear market. So my point is, both in 2017 and in this cycle, this has proven
Sorry
itself
about that.
to be one of the most important moving averages for Bitcoin. And it is right now at $38,600. So if we can flip $35,000 from resistance into support, which is the next major resistance level above us, then I think that could give the bulls enough gas in their tank to retest this moving average. And I do not think we're going to break through it the first time. Because if we look at the previous times Bitcoin was about to break out bullishly and we ran up against it as resistance, we had to get rejected once, and only after the second time did we break out. This is back in September. We did the same thing. We impulsed up to retest it, got rejected. On the second time we broke through. I mean, even over here, we broke below it, came back up to retest it, got rejected, and the second time we broke through. And this makes a lot of sense, man. You want to, the more times you test something, the more likely you are to break through. And so, in my opinion, I think Bitcoin is very likely to do something like this, where if we can flip 35,000, we're going to impulse to test this thing, likely to get rejected the first time. As long as we put in a higher low, that could be 31,000, that could be 30,000. As long as we don't go below here, then we're going to have a second chance to retest this white line. And if we can break above this white line, this 50 daily SMA, come back down and retest, hold it as support, then in that case, man, that is the first major layer of resistance, critical inflection point that we broke out bullishly from. And so at this point, if we can break above this 50 daily SMA, come back down and retest it, at that point, I would personally myself feel a lot more confident that the bottom was in, the bull market can continue, and I could confidently buy into this market and hold until Bitcoin's 100K and above.
100%. I agree, man.
Yeah,
Truer
man.
words have never been spoken.
Yes, folks. Again, you guys gotta like and subscribe, because we're receiving emails from YouTube. We're trying to fend them off. But they're saying, you guys can't keep bringing the people so much critical information. Can't keep doing it, but we're gonna keep doing it. We don't care about this YouTube censorship.
We don't care about nothing, man. We don't care about nothing here, man. I'm reading the chats. How do you see the transaction volume indicator? You gotta go on Trading View and search for volume profile, and press on it, and voila, it will be on your chart. I see Mr. Oh, you read already, Mr. B. Marcel Lemay saying everybody has got to ask themselves, who the hell is selling right now? I'm trying to buy every time it hits below 32K. I think that's a smart decision. Mr. B saying, I think everyone has left, man. The waters have now calmed. Benjamin saying hodl. Benjamin is also saying, what do y'all think about AMP? I have no clue what AMP is. Manipulation, just
Buy
like,
it. Buy
huh?
it with our bybit link.
I guess so. Manipulation, just like the stocks before regulation. Look at people spilling all the beans. That's why regulation is not bad for crypto. I don't think regulation is bad for crypto. I think it's actually good. Security will bring more and more investors, and security and regulation and compliance and sustainability 100% makes those big investors, those billionaires such as me. Brendan's a millionaire. I'm a billionaire. That's what we need to actually get into that market,
Big
and
fish.
without feeling like we're gonna get scammed or rug pulled. Looking at you, Mark Cuban. Yeah. So what do you have? LOL. You guys, great analysis. Agreed. Can you look at ADA? LB96 is saying, can you look at ADA, man? Do you want to look at ADA here?
Well, you
What
know
do you
what,
want
man?
to do?
We've been talking a lot about Bitcoin. Why don't we start taking a look at the altcoins? We can
Let's
do
do that.
ADA, Cardano, we can do Ethereum,
Let's
maybe
do that, brother.
other things. Do you want to do maybe Ethereum first and then
Let's do
Cardano?
Ethereum. Let's do Ethereum.
Okay, because folks, Ethereum looks stupidly interesting. We were at such a critical point. We broke down from the 200 daily EMA and SMA. We found support on the 618 Fibonacci retracement at 1720. We're currently finding rejection off the 200 EMA. So the question is, how will we react off these large time frame EMAs? If we get a daily close above $1,990, $2,000, a daily close above $2,000, then Ethereum starts to look a lot more healthy, in my opinion. And man, just to let you know, I've been buying the dip, and I've been
On
letting our
on ETH?
Discord on ETH. I've been buying the dip on Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, BNB, VeChain, Kusama, Luna, Cody, PancakeSwap, and just one or two other things. But
Yeah.
yes, no man, look, but man, if we can get Ethereum holding above 2,000 and Bitcoin holding above 40,000, 41K, at that point, man, it starts to look like like the bottom was in.
100%. And you'll see it too here. We're looking at the again the 4-hour chart for Ethereum. Same exact kind of movement we're seeing right now. This is Bitcoin right here. This is Ethereum. So we saw that the influx or inflow of money definitely hit Ethereum as well. And we're seeing just like how Bitcoin is sitting right now at the 55 EMA as well on the 4-hour, trying to see if it's gonna, is it the, oh, no, actually it's the 100 EMA. So I guess Bitcoin is moving more aggressively than Ethereum at the moment. And we're seeing that right now on the 4-hour. We're definitely against some sort of resistance for Ethereum. Exactly at the, what do we have here? The 1,986, somewhere closer to the 2,000. I guess more also of a psychological number that majority of the market has been looking at. But holy man, we're so down in terms of Ethereum. And if someone's betting on the market, and you're looking at Ethereum, specifically Ethereum, and Ethereum at one point here a couple of months ago was actually at the 4,300, and right now it went all the way down here to the 1,600, 60% dip, holding the whole DeFi space, I guess, on its back. Majority of the developments, and everyone's excited about what Ethereum is gonna bring to the market, obviously as well with Cardano, so you guys don't start crying and then the comments. Yeah, man, we're at a resistance at the moment. I don't blame you for accumulating more and more. And I don't blame anyone for accumulating at this level, especially when it's already 60% down. And even if it dips below as well, I think people would still be more than happy to hold Ethereum, specifically Ethereum. So right now, it's not a lot going on. We just started the day half an hour ago. 0.26% in the negative. And yeah, if you want to pay attention to what Ethereum is gonna do, 100% check out the 55 EMA on the 4-hour. And what did we have here? Was it the daily here that Ethereum actually broke below? Yeah, it was the daily. Yes. So this is where if we're zooming in a bit more here, the 55 EMA. This is the 200 EMA on the daily chart, and we're seeing that Ethereum actually closed below it here on the 21st of June and came back right in. found support, and now we're finding that. Are we gonna push above it, guys? Do you guys think we're gonna push above it? I don't know. We don't want to speculate, I guess, too much, but for the longest time here,
Yeah, we do.
Ethereum did not dip below this guy until it was, I think, May of 2020. So there's definitely shift in the market. The last time Ethereum was below here before it pumped was April 2020, sorry. And yeah, right now it's actually below it. So typically, if you're buying when it's right below, not right below those EMAs, but when it's below those EMAs, it's signifying that it is extremely oversold, man. Extremely oversold. And we want to see if Ethereum will actually continue to go and break that 2K level again, the level that we've been stuck in since the beginning of the year. So a lot going on for Ethereum the next couple of months, a bunch of developments, and everyone's looking are they going to come through with all the promises and the developments in terms of making it deflationary, proof of stake, optimism, and just making it overall more and more secure, faster transactions. Is that going to happen? We'll see. But again, if there's anything you're trying to invest in, I think if anything, it's Ethereum, man, specifically in those kind of times. And we got Bitcoin, 100% Ethereum was where it's at in terms of if you're trying to hold for a bit of a long term here, man. So yeah, I guess 2K right above us. We want to see if we break it again. We've been on that downtrend, but Ethereum is 60% down, man.
It's 60% down. I'm measuring it slightly differently. On my end, it's like 54. But bottom
Whatever.
line, we've had more than a 50% correction on an asset that basically brings utility to blockchain technology. A bet on Ethereum is a bet that blockchain technology will continue to have functionality and that it will grow in its use case
Yeah.
and gain more users. That's a bet I'm willing to take, and it's the leader in its niche. It's becoming scalable soon. It's becoming deflationary soon. I've been buying the dip on Ethereum. Look, it could fall further. It may very well. We could enter a 3 month, we could enter a 3 year bear market. Possible. But even if we assume the worst case and we're in our 3 year correction consolidation cycle, we're still on the right side of history. We're still on the right trade. The biggest unknown is just the time frame. The longer your investment time horizon, the longer you're likely to be right and be in profit. And that's because that's what's always happened historically speaking, because we're holding assets with ever increasing demand, ever decreasing supply, and ever increasing utility. So it's just a matter of time before we're right. And so, man, we just had a weekly candle close for Ethereum above that 200 daily EMA, which is very, very good to see. That weekly close above it, super good to see. Bottom line is, though, we're seeing signs of bullishness, but what we need is further confirmation. We need Ethereum getting daily candles closing above 2,000. We need that to happen. If not, Ethereum still, as much as I like, its fundamentals, the short term doesn't care. The long term cares, the short term doesn't care. We need to start getting daily candles closing above 2,000. In that case, I can be a lot more confident about Ethereum. Until then, it's really just a lot of hope.
100%.
Speculation.
100%, man. Agreed. I see
Yeah.
someone here in the comments saying, TAG Fabrications, you two have fire content. Been watching you guys for just over a month now. I really think showing your faces would boost your following, though. It doesn't bother me at all, but it will increase followers. 100%, yeah. Make sure you stay tuned, man. If you're new to the channel, appreciate the good comments, nice comments, 100%. I think if we show my very handsome face, we will definitely have a lot more viewership here. I don't know about my counterpart here, but
You know
yeah.
what? It's a very good point, because look, man, when I profit handsomely. That's
Right.
one thing we all know.
Right.
So we actually so obnoxious.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah, no, but look, guys, we do have plans to show our faces in the near future here. We're gonna actually start showing our faces. So again, guys, if you like us, want more of us, want to hear more what we have to say, make sure you like and subscribe, because we're constantly bringing improvements to the channel. We're constantly widening the scope of what we analyze. We're constantly kind of updating you guys on the factors we consider. So we're here to stay. Bull market or bear market, this is still the fastest growing asset class in the world, and it's probably going to continue to be so for the next 5 or 10 years. So there's going to be endless opportunity over the next decade. So we're here to stay. Make sure you guys are here to stay, because we're constantly going to be sharing with you guys the most important stuff we're looking at. So make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, in the near future, man, I mean, we have plans to show our faces very soon here, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll get that going at some
100%.
point. Yeah.
100%. So yeah, man, that was Ethereum here. What are we thinking?
So I feel kind of bad, which is someone saying do Cardano first because I have to go to sleep.
Let's do that.
So why don't we?
Because tomorrow's an early day, guys.
That's
Tomorrow
true.
you gotta beat the market here. You gotta
Yeah,
see what's happening in the market first, and we do sleep in early so we can actually get this over.
that's actually true. Yeah, we should be going live tomorrow at what, like around 9:30, between 9 and 10 is when we go live Monday morning.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's
Okay.
do ADA, man. Let's do ADA.
Yeah. So just between 9 and 10 Eastern Standard Time is when we will be going live tomorrow morning. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's going to be very interesting to see how the market reacts and how the stock market opens come Monday, because the stock market has been highly influential for Bitcoin, especially in the short term.
Yeah. Techno guy here is actually calling you out. He's saying Brendan promised to cut his hair if the bull run is over, but the truth is that he's bald. That's why he doesn't show his face. I completely agree, Techno guy, and
Yeah.
sometimes
This
you just gotta respect people's actions here and just let them have it, I guess.
Look, man, I just need to clarify this. I have my suspicions. I
Mhm.
have my, I'm tracking down sources, right?
Right,
But I've been the victim of a coordinated campaign of propaganda, fake news, and it's frankly scandalous, right?
right.
Okay, and I've been talking to legal counsel, I've been exploring my options,
Hmm.
and I'm not ready to pursue charges as of yet to anyone for this kind of hearsay.
Right.
But I just want you all to be on note that I am in talks with legal counsel, and we will pursue people that are are
Right.
are are bringing forth these false allegations. I'm not bold. I, in
Right.
fact, have a very luscious head of powerful hair. It's not That's not how I describe it. It's just how
Hmm.
just how everyone I meet just describes my facial hair, and
Luscious
just
hair.
just
That's what they say.
powerful. That's typically one of the, it's a lot of positive adjectives, but like really just one of the biggest things I constantly hear is just powerful. Wow, your beard, your hair is super powerful. And
Right.
while I have shaved my head in the past, I'm not currently shaved, and so it's extremely scandalous. And again, I'm not gonna pursue anything legal quite just yet, but it's definitely in the playbook. I'm talking to people
Hmm.
in discussions, so I don't want to hear any more of this fake news propaganda, because it's a coordinated propaganda effort against me,
Hmm.
and I won't have it. I won't stand for it.
Yeah, that's completely understandable, man. That's
Yes.
completely understandable here.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you for
okay.
letting me take like 2 minutes
That's
to
fine. That's
hash that
okay.
out.
Can you just say anything of value right now?
I could say plenty of value,
All
but
right.
why don't you go ahead first?
You can go ahead with Cardano.
Yeah, you want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
All right. So for me, it's super, super clear what the inflection point is. $1.31. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks of of reactivity off $1.31, and we in fact had a weekly candle closing above $1.31. Super, super, super good to see. So as long as we keep getting daily candles closing above $1.31, then that could have been the bottom. $1.31, $1.30 needs to hold that support. We gotta maintain that. As long as Cardano holds $1.30, $1.31, then Cardano's bullish, in my opinion.
Definitely. And if we're looking here maybe at the daily chart, um, uh, uh, just to see what's been happening. We're very close right now to actually start getting into the positive in terms of the that's on a daily chart, guys. So this is the momentum in terms of buy power, buy momentum. We're soon enough here about to cross and have a bullish crossover on the MACD, signifying that momentum now is turning more bullish in the bullish direction. Last time we had a crossover, we're still in the positive. Cardano is doing good overall, one of the best performers in terms of price action. And during this whole chaotic, I guess, crypto price action overall, right? Ever since Bitcoin has been really going down, we had just a couple of days, I guess, in the positive, but then again, we didn't really last for long. So let's see this soon to be green, I guess, shift in momentum was going to happen. Usually, obviously, when we're all the way in the bottom here, it takes a couple of times for the MACD, to cross over and play around in this region. This bullish crossover doesn't really mean that right now, at this second, as soon as we go to the green, we should be going up. But if you're looking here from before, Stochastic RSI was all the way at the top, heading to the top, and then the MACD actually came in. Still, Bitcoin, a lot of negative news, or whatever the case might be, and then we continued to be driven down ever since the beginning of June. So we haven't really seen anything since the beginning of June. We've been fully in the negative in terms of the MACD overall, and right now we're about to flip to the positive. So let's see what's going to happen. Overall, if I maybe take off all these lines I got over here, you'll see that, let's just hide this whole thing. 1 second here, man. 1 second. Take 1 second, man. Give me a second.
You have my permission. Go ahead.
There we go. So overall, with Cardano, you'll see here that we've created this massive gap between the price action and those EMAs on the daily, the 200 EMA. If we're looking back to before, we see that the same thing typically happens, where as soon as we go away, we come back down to the 100. We flipped here, we went really high up. And if you're seeing, what was this exactly? This was November 2020. We're seeing that as soon as we actually touched this 200 moving average, we actually went above in terms of Cardano's price action. 108% upward movement, created a gap, played around for a bit, and not until those those EMAs actually met us, we come back to the 100 and actually push back upward. And as we go up again, those slower or shorter or faster EMAs aid us along the 08. Wow, see this, man, I'm very creative when it
Play
comes
on
to this.
words.
Oh, we
Super
again
creative.
created a huge gap, went sideways for a while. We saw how Cardano's been going sideways for a while, and not until recently, it's been since 2020, we haven't really touched this guy overall. So is this the time for
Don't
the
say
next
it
pump?
like
We
that.
That's true. My bad, guys. Anyways, yeah. So again, we found a support at it exactly at the dollar region, and we got sandwiched now below this blue line again, the 100 EMA on the daily. So we got rejected off of it again. You'll see that here. So a couple times we actually tried to find that support at it, didn't work, and the last time we actually got to it, we really squeezed, got very squeezed by the sellers. As soon as we dropped below it, boom, we went all the way down. So this is the current range for me for Cardano at the moment. It's this level overall, the $1.37 all the way down to the $1.10. This is where Cardano is sandwiched at the moment. If it goes below this, then that's kind of, a bit of I guess, bad news. But overall, we're definitely going to find a lot of resistance. We are bullish overall, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be an easy upward movement. So we need to see that breakout above here. Cardano is a good performer. Again, just like Ethereum, bunch of things coming up within the next couple of months here, which we're not going to get into, but a bunch of developments happening for Cardano, the Alonso hard fork, deploying all these smart contracts. What's going to happen in the market? Is this going to push the price action above once these smart contracts get fully deployed and all that? Again, we don't know. No one knows. I don't know. You don't know. No one knows. But we can kind of forecast that it is actually good fundamentally for the market and specifically for Cardano. So again, price action specifically right now, resistance at $1.30, 37, support at the $1.10. Until this range gets broken up, we need to see what ADA does.
Right. And look, folks, again, while we're looking strong right now in the short term, again, what we need is confirmation. Cardano needs to get daily candles closing above $1.31 if we want Cardano to be bullish. Still hasn't happened yet. Where we look good for the moment. We'll see if we get that continuation. Ultimately, one of the EMAs you mentioned is 100 EMA on the daily is extremely relevant because we've held it as support all throughout Cardano's bullish impulse. Here's support back in December 2020. Here's support. It was constantly the bedrock of support for Cardano, much like the 50 daily SMA for Bitcoin. The 100 daily EMA for Cardano was kind of that floor, that bedrock of support. And what often I try and do when identifying when an uptrend will end is I try and find a moving average that holds as support throughout the entire length of the impulse, that we test that support, hold that support throughout the entire length. And as soon as you start to break down below it, that's typically a sign that the uptrend is ending. And that EMA for Cardano, I do believe, is the 100 daily EMA, which we are currently below, which is bearish. So while it's a good sign that we're pumping here in the short term, ultimately we need to hold $1.31, but then we need to get back above that EMA, because the longer we stay below that EMA, the longer it looks like Cardano's losing its bullish impulse. So if Cardano can get back above $1.40, that's the extra bit of bullish confirmation. We need to be more confident. Ultimately, I think on the last stand for Cardano is $1 and kind of this white line here, because we can see ever since like February, every single major dump for Cardano, every single one immediately bought back up at around the dollar range. Every time it happened, buyers came into the market at around $1. So that needs to continue to happen. Because let's say we find a rejection here and we go back down. If buyers fail to come in at $1, then the downside potential is pretty substantial. We can go to 35 cents, 20 cents, and beyond. So dollar is the last stand. $1.31 is kind of what we need to start looking a bit more bullish. Getting above that 100 daily EMA is that bullish confirmation that we need.
Definitely. Agreed, man. Agreed.
You tired?
I'm tired as hell, man. It's been a
Yeah.
very long week, and we actually weren't even planning on going live till we
No.
saw Bitcoin making some sort of movement. But yeah, man. I don't know. Are you?
Yeah, no, yeah, man. So again, just like you were saying, we weren't even planning on going live. Just that Bitcoin was looking pretty exciting, so we decided to go live. So yeah, man. No, we should start wrapping it up. Again, we're gonna be up early tomorrow morning to bring you guys another live update on the market. Gonna be very interesting to see how things play out once the stock market opens, because that's been highly influential for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin leads the market. So, folks, ultimately, stay tuned for tomorrow's live stream. Like and subscribe. And yeah, man. Do you have any last words, sir?
No, that's pretty much it, guys. Make sure you stay on the lookout for whatever's happening with Bitcoin. There's definitely a lot going on, and again, as much as we're bullish, anything can still happen. So, take it with a grain of salt. Be smart, be safe. Don't just jump into random. Just even if you listen to us, please don't, like, even if I don't know, sometimes we could be too hypey, I guess. But that's because we're involved in this market too heavily, and anything that happens actually excites us. So again, do your own research, understand what's going on, and ask us questions, and we'd be more than happy to help. And yeah, man, and that's pretty much it. Just a quickity quick market update. Make sure you stay in for tomorrow, or stay tuned. Hit that bell notification icon so you get updated when we're live, when we put out a video. And that's it for me.
Cool. For me, folks, I think making rationally planned decisions oftentimes inhibits, your fun. And I really think making decisions based off your emotions and what other people tell you to do is often a really fun approach. So if you're trying to have some fun in this market,
Costly.
do it with our Bybit
Costly
link for that is down in the description below. 100x leveraging is definitely very safe, and statistically most people succeed. That's 100% a true statement. Definitely not sarcasm or a joke whatsoever.
You're gonna get us sued, you know that, right? We're getting sued off. You guys can sue us right now.
You know what? Yeah, because imagine if you read that out, me saying
100%. Be like,
very
no,
safe. I'm not
you're
being
in court,
sarcastic.
when you're in court, it's gonna be like, so sir, did you recall saying this? Make sure you use 100x leverage using our Bybit link, because it's 100% true. They're not gonna read it in a funny way, you know. But no,
Yeah.
obviously,
So,
guys, not financial advice, man. We gotta
just to
cover our ass.
clarify myself and protect myself from any legal you fuckers suing me, I'm joking. Leverage trading is extremely risky, but if you're gonna do it with their private link down in the description below. And guys, no, again, if I'm being serious here, I like to joke around. I like to be sarcastic. I like to be silly, because this market's silly. Everything's silly. So why not be
Your
silly
mustache
sometimes?
silly, man. Let's just start
My
off with
mustache
that.
is powerful.
You know what? We're gonna have roast sessions at the end
Look,
of
man,
every.
I understand that you're like highly intimidated by like the powerful
I'm not
nature of
intimidated
my beard,
by your
and
mustache. Let's just
and
start with
that's
that.
okay. Like again, because it's not just you. This is
I
something
can
I've had to
actually
live
put an
with my whole
eagle
life.
to fully clamp onto your mustache and stand there with no problems. That's how thick.
Because it's powerful. Yeah, it's a powerful mustache. And that's what I've been trying to get across this whole live stream. And the main takeaway I want you guys to leave with from this live stream is my mustache is powerful, and FOMO buy using our Bybit link.
That's what it is. That's what we're gonna leave these kids with. That's
Again,
crazy.
guys, I'm kidding. That's sarcasm. Most people lose leverage trading, especially if you're new. That's why we always constantly like to poke fun at it, because a lot of crypto YouTubers will shill it unironically. We like to shill it ironically.
Right.
So that's
Right.
my approach.
Yeah.
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 But
You're
look,
giving me a headache, man.
if I can just start being a little serious just for 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Ultimately, folks, thank you all so much for watching. You guys are the best. We did this for you guys. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. Check out tomorrow's
Can I ask
live
you a
stream.
question?
And I wasn't done chilling, but please go ahead.
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I asked you a question.
I actually forgot. I swear to God. Go ahead.
Okay. I would say also, folks, if you like us, want to support us, want more access to ourselves, you guys want to know what we're doing, what we're buying, when we're buying, entry prices, that sort of thing, become a VIP Discord member. You get access to our Patreon. Link for that is down in the description. Go check it out right now. Because again, we're implementing a lot of new changes. We recently implemented a brand new change, a brand new section where we talk about our long-term sell strategy with long-term investments. So if you like that kind of thing, make sure you go check it out. Now, link for that down in the
100%.
description below. And folks, again, ultimately, in all seriousness, thank you all so much. And until next time, take care.
100%. 100%. Guys, stay safe, stay smart, be smart, and stay hydrated, most importantly. Have a great night.
Stay hydrated, folks.
Why are you saying that? Are you mocking me?
Stay thirsty.